Okay, let's get caught up and look at just wondrous mom signals today. I thought in the NQ or MNQ, ES, MES had good signals. Over the weekend, I'm going to show you some Bitcoin futures, some gold stuff, and I think I have some oil stuff too. I've been collecting a lot of video and trade reviews to kind of bombard the YouTube channel later today and then into the weekend because I have all kinds of stuff getting ready to present, including the super bands are on deck. We have two versions. One is going to be used one way. That's the first version. I'm supposed to get it in my hands today, the final version to test and make sure it's all working right. And if it's working right, then I'm going to green light it for the Quantar platform and our group. So that's really close to being done. That will then replace this current set of bands that I have that I built a way, kind of quite a bit back. I don't know, 7, 8, 9 months ago, something like that. We got to 4 versions of super bands, narrowed it down to 2. One is going to be used for the first application that I'm going to put out to our Algo IQ group. And we have a June event coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we have remote attendance, position attendees, and in person. So I've been getting ready for that. I was gone many days over the Memorial weekend on a RV trip vacation. That was interesting. And had a great time though, and just been hitting it hard, kind of getting all kinds of errands and critical stuff done so that when I have this event next weekend, after that, my whole summer is kind of clear and laid back. Like any testing, uh, just a whole bunch of critical stuff that I wanted to get done. Plus, I'm going to start testing the tools in the TickBlaze platform. We have the AIQ1 indicator, just like we have in Quant Tower, and we have the Super Bands version 1 getting ready right now in TickBlaze. So it took me a couple programmers to get that going in the right direction. That's all going in the right direction. But today, let's take a quick look on the mom signals, mom or short for momentum. And the whole philosophy here is to catch with these square signals where we're seeing very specific behavior in price action to say, hey, we have a burst of momentum hitting. We have the beginnings of very structurally defined linear price movements. And the beauty of that is I can jump into trades, for instance, let's just take one. Here's a mom signal. If I jump into a trade entry, I don't need to use much of a stop. And then as it runs in my intended direction, I can take stop to break even plus. Some are going to move a little bit, then kick back. Okay, no big deal. Some are going to run a little bit, get me some decent amount of movement. Some are going to have a heck of a run. Like look at this one from today. After something I'm going to show, I was long today there, and that thing ran really nice. There was some really nice short side action stuff here. And the good thing about the super bands is the super bands, I would say, are about 15 to 20% more precise in overall using them for defining the dynamic range of price. And then when two of them are put together like this in a dual bands mode, they're definitely more precise. So anyhow, that's getting close to finally getting deployed. And that's all going to be added to our Algo IQ program. So the Algo IQ program is basically the AIQ1 indicator. Everybody's going to get the super bands. And I have version 1 about to be released that to the group. And then I'm going to have a tilt trader. I'll just go TT, a tilt trader tool that I don't think I'm not like trying to kill myself to get it ready for the June event, but soon thereafter. My bigger priority for the June event is where I'm wrapping up the programming work for a fully automated strategy in Quant Tower using Quant Tower's abilities there to have bracketed trade entries and in-trade management, fully automated trading, a strategy provided to the Algo IQ group so you can run fully automated trading on the mom signals without having to use Algo Studio Pro or some other third-party tools. Now in the reversal signals, if you want to automate those, you're going to have to use Algo Studio Pro or some other mechanism. We do provide outputs for all the various signals and indicator plots, so you can use that with third-party tools and so on. So let's take a look. One thing that I was paying attention to this morning out of the around 8:30 U.S. Central Time open, we had, you can see the cyclical climb higher in the pre-market. This is U.S. Central Time or Chicago Globex time. We didn't really come up high enough where I was very interested in selling it near the open. I wanted to see the market a bit higher. I wasn't even above the main bands, and I have my bands set pretty wide. But then when we got a lower pivot high, and this just looked very indifferent, a bit weak, I worked one short trade, got in, chopped around a little bit. I thinned the position down, and then it just kept kind of dying out. So that ended up working out pretty good. And I wasn't trading heavy position size on the morning until we had a levels test. That is a wondrous setup. Levels test, we're outside of my bands, and then we get kind of a really nice reactionary lift, and it was a bit scrubby, and then the momentum came in strong. And I did work long side action in here, and that thing ran all the way up and took out that pivot. So somewhere in all this crud, I blipped out and was basically done for the day, and I didn't touch any other trades the rest of the day. I got really busy spending a lot of time going back and forth on programmers. Then I had a lot of logistic stuff that I wanted to go take care of today. But later on in the day, you can see this scrub action in here where the market's rotating. And I mentioned this in other videos. I always pay attention to the pivots on the top and bottom side of price. And I can see those better when I use like a range bar, or in this case, a Renko bar. But you can see the pivots, the top of the pivots are arcing. The bottom of the pivots are arcing. That's kind of a tell. And you can see the fast bands are showing that arcing. So there's a lower pivot mom signal and another one. We had a kickback against it. And then from here on, it was just sellers just smacking it. And I know we had unscheduled news come in and affect the market here, and the market just tanked. So really some significant linear price action events. Now, I was paying attention to this. I wanted to get into the long side. See right here, we made a big pivot after a very significant move. And then we had a level sweep and another mom signal alongside. I was licking my chops to get back in, but I don't like to trade if I'm right in the middle of doing something online. At the time I was shooting videos, and I kind of wanted to keep the video flow going. I should have gotten in there. I did get to daily goals. I mean, that was fine, but that was just, to me, is screaming long signal. No, actually the lift, the pullback and lift, the higher pivot low, almost like a W pattern, that was a pretty good setup too. It ran a bit, not a big move, but it did run some. But then pretty much the rest of the day, here's noon U.S. Central Time, Chicago Globex time going forward. Institutionals and hedge funds were on the buy side cleaning this up all day long. You had all kinds of, and this is the beauty of the mom signals. Hey, what are the bands doing? The bands have already arced. They're up. The bands hooked. They're up. You're getting trend following long signal, trend following long signal, trend following long signal, trend following long signal. Now, those are all at or below the mid band of the bands. That to me is the primo area to be a buyer. This one was above mid band, not anything I'd want to touch. But beautiful opportunities to get into the trend. So you can use the mom signals in combination with the bands as a trend following mechanism and just work trend following trades. But there was some really nice cyclical action where bigger participants kept getting in and propping this up until we get to 3 p.m. U.S. Central Time, and then it just a little bit of profit taking ahead of the weekend. But that was some really nice moves today. And the mom signals I thought I've felt all week long the mom signals have been right on hitting uh, you know a lot of the big moves and not getting hit too hard in areas where we have indecisiveness, which we did have some this morning. There was a bit of indecisiveness right out of the open, but the signals were pretty clear. ES had really good signals, and I've been spending more time watching Bitcoin futures. That that I'm starting to get really dialed in on that. Gold, oil, and some other stuff I'm going to incorporate into what I'm paying attention to on a daily basis to really get the mom signals dialed in so I could turn on other instruments fully automated when we deploy the automated strategy to our group in the week ahead. So I couldn't get the automated strategy done this week because I was getting the super bands was my highest priority, getting those done first. At least the initial version that I'm going to put out to the Algo IQ group. I'm going to put it out to those that attended the May event right away. And then people that come on for the June event will get the super bands as part of their initial onboarding package of tools with the AIQ1 indicator and with the ability to set up reversal mode or momentum signals. So yeah, everything really going good. The programming stuff is coming to a conclusion on a couple of set of items that I'm going to make darn sure they're ready to go before we have our June event, so I can get plenty of time with them and kind of get some templates and all that stuff ready to go for the June event. Now, the nice thing, anybody that attended our May event, whether they were remote or in person, they're all getting set the link to all the live stream for the June event. And I'm going to do that for the July. So the first three live trading events, May event that already took place, June event in about a little over a week from now, and July. Anybody that comes on to those three events, I'm going to keep sending them the link for events in August, September, October, so they can keep joining in and having a continual continuity and repetitive ongoing training as I discuss, what's new, what have we added, how we expanded the program over and above what we're going to continue to do in our private community, which is not on Discord. I have it on a platform that is privacy protected and is supposedly encrypted, so that way people can't keep hacking into like download rooms, which happens all the time on the Discord. But yeah, there you have it. Algo IQ program. There's still time. I think I'm down to one remote slot for June, and I have one in-person slot for June because somebody just now moved from June to July. So they're not kind of like trying to cram in a work conflict and do the June event. They wanted a little bit more breathing room on their dates and stuff. So anyhow, I'm always willing to accommodate for that. But some last statements. I'm never going to sell these tools on a monthly or quarterly subscription. This is limited access. I'm not cutting any deals or any of that. It's like the only way you're going to get access to the tools, because I'm getting a lot of emails saying, hey, can I just get them on monthly or quarterly? No, I'm not doing that because I want to make sure the traders that I'm putting these tools in their hands, that there's some initial one-on-one contact, whether in person or remote attendance, so I can make sure I answer all the questions, make sure they're set up and running, and then it's a smaller knit group that I can have continuity with and ongoing repetitive training for the long haul. So there you have it. And that all gets back to we were noticing 40% of people that were buying the tools before never watched a single video. So that's just not a workable structure that I want to have anything to do with anymore. And the admin gets crazy when you have 40% of the traders get on board with tools and never watch a single video. Then they're just flooding me with questions that would easily be resolved by going and watching and reviewing the training. So last thing, I know it's a long video. A lot of videos going to get posted this week and have a lot of new stuff and some mom signals in action videos that I'm going to start posting. There's going to be a lot more of those. And then for the Algo IQ group, I'm getting all ready to do live stream private room trading for the Algo IQ group between events, so that there's some ongoing continuity, so I can go show new stuff and 1-2 days a week do some live trading, either fully automated or manual discretionary, with the various ways that we're using the automated trading system on various markets. So anyhow, there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Great talking to you guys. Have a fantastic weekend and a lot of content hitting this weekend. Talk to you later.